Yo, what's going on? What's going on? I see so many people in here already. I know some of y'all wondering, where is Pastor? We'll get to that in a second. I just want to do in true Pastor McCarter fashion, shout some of y'all out. I always joke with him because he loves recognizing a lot of you in the chat. I saw Miss Olivia was in here earlier. Shout out to Miss Olivia. Marilyn Brister in the building. Miss Flora, how you doing, Miss Flora? Who else we got in here? Y'all say what's up to me. If you don't know, my name is Aloysius Ballard. Everybody calls me Low. I am over production at Victory, and I guess inherently for all things that my father-in-law oversees. And I'm excited to be filling in tonight. I see Mama Pullins in here. Hey, Mr. Massa. Let's see. I'm gonna grab a couple more names in here. Lee Ernest in the building. What's up, my brother? Miss Regina Shabazz. I see my childhood. I call her. She's like a bonus auntie. Miss Hathorn is in here. A lot of these people in here have known me since I was a young boy. So I'm just glad to see everybody in here. Alexis, Lexi Pooh, good to see you in here as usual. So many of y'all are in here. I hope y'all had a great day. Veronica, what up, V? I still need my little hair dye, V. I'm gonna switch it up. Yeah, man, show your boy some love. We gonna have fun tonight. So Pastor told me I can pretty much do what I do. So listen, can we have fun tonight? Can y'all stand to have a little fun? I don't feel like y'all want to have no fun tonight, man. Like, what we doing? We can have a little fun. All right. So if you don't know, Pastor taught an amazing sermon on Sunday. And what I want to do is piggyback off of that. And have a little fun, and then we're going to get in and we're going to get out. All right. So for us to, now everybody may not be able to interact, but for the most part, I want to try something because I'm really, y'all know how I get about, I'm fanatical about Victory, Morning Star. Shout out to Morning Star in the building. But I want to take our ministry interactiveness, especially on Wednesday nights, for like to the next level. So we're gonna try something tonight, okay? All right. I'm excited. I'm excited. All right. So what we're going to do, I'm gonna start out, give y'all a little synopsis. One of the things that Pastor talked about Sunday was 2 Kings, the 4th chapter. Okay. So we're going to kind of use that as our basis. If you were in service and or watch the restream, put Low, I watched and I listened. Let me know you was in there. If not, you're going to learn about this either way, because we're going to do a little something. Okay. All right. So let me get situated. Oh, I'm so excited, y'all. I'm so excited. All right. So let's see. Best way to do this, I need to pop out chat. All right. Boom. Got that. So we're going to be moving back and forth. So y'all got to work with me. Okay. Now this is going to be fun because guess what we're doing tonight? We are doing trivia night. Clap it up. Clap it up. All right. We're going to do a little bit of trivia in the beginning of this. Okay. Y'all there? All right, let me know. Let me know if you see it. Let me know if it looks good on your screen. Miss Olivia was in service. Okay, I see a lot of y'all was in service and listen. So we're gonna find out who really paid attention. Okay, we're gonna find out. All right. So on these questions, I'm gonna give y'all like 30 seconds to put your answer in the comments. Okay. And I want, now listen, y'all have to, let me come back. Y'all have to be truthful at the end of this because I want to know how many points you get at the end of this. All right. So tell the truth, shame the devil. All right. All right, let's go back. Let's go back. Let me get back. And boom. All right. So 30 seconds. When you hear the music, you will be able to answer your question. When that music stops, your time is up. Okay. So y'all ready? All right, here we go. First question of tonight. Who was the prophet featured in 2 Kings chapter 4? Go. I'm going to see if y'all cheating. Don't be cheating and Googling either. All right, that's all right. All right, enough time. So the answer is Elisha. That's right. In the entire 2 Kings chapter 4, we are referencing Elijah. And throughout this chapter, you see it here. Elijah is the prophet God used as the vessel for multiple miracles. We're going to talk about some of those miracles tonight. I hope y'all remembered what those miracles were. Okay. All right. Oh, look at y'all. Y'all smart. See, I warmed y'all up with a. Now, some of y'all said Elijah, not Elisha. So you don't get a point if you put Elijah. I told y'all the honor system. All right, here we go. Y'all ready for question 2? Boom. What was the widow afraid would happen to her sons? I need y'all to think. All right, that's a quick. I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna see if y'all know. Some of y'all saying, let's see if y'all getting the right answer. We gonna see. We gonna see. She was actually afraid that they would be taken as slaves to pay the debt her deceased husband left her with. So in 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 1, and this is what I'm talking like. This lady was going through so much in this chapter, but she still ends up having incredible faith. And we're going to be talking about this. All right. So the answer was they would be taken as slaves to pay the debt. The creditor is come to take unto him my 2 sons to be bondmen, which means that the sons would have to work off the father's debt. Okay. All right. So we moving along. We doing good. Y'all having fun. I hope y'all enjoying this. I love this so much. All right. Next question. What did the widow say she had in her house? Let's see what y'all got. Let's see what y'all got. What did the widow say she had in her house? We'll give y'all a few more seconds. All right, here come the answer. She said a pot or jar of oil. Some of y'all remember that. Somebody said flour. That was close, but no cigar. It was oil. Come on, Miss Barnes. It was oil. In the 4th chapter, verse 2, she said, thine handmaid had not anything in the house save, which also means but a pot of oil. See, that's why I asked y'all, did y'all listen or did y'all really look at the scripture that Pastor was talking about? Because what we want to do are be readers and doers of the word, okay? So this is going to be a fun, interactive way for us to learn more about the scriptures and chapters that we are studying with our leaders, okay? Now let's move on because y'all doing really good. I like it. Okay. So next question is, who told her to borrow empty vessels? This is an easy one. Come on, I need some of y'all to redeem yourselves. Give y'all a little more time. All right, the answer, Elisha. Yes. So in verse 3, Elisha tells her, go, borrow thee vessels abroad of all thy neighbors, even empty vessels. But he also told her, borrow not a few, okay? Because it was important for him. He knew that she was coming from a state of lack and that she had, we saw earlier where she was afraid that her sons would be taken to pay the debt of her husband. So she was in debt. She had, check this out. She was in debt. She had very little resources for her family to survive. Okay. So she was in almost like a systematic domino effect of things going wrong. And some of us are feeling that right now. Some of us are saying, man, I don't know how I'm paying for groceries. Gas is outlandish. Raise your hand if you've been seeing the pressure at the pumps. I know I have. I drive a truck. So I know when I don't even look at half these gas stations when I pass by them. I tell them, don't bother me. I won't bother you. And I pray, Lord, just let this oil in my gas tank, this fuel. Come on, somebody. Let it multiply. Okay. All right, let's get back to it. Next question. Oh, I'm enjoying this. I hope y'all enjoying this. All right, round 5. Did Elijah say borrow a few or many? Now that's a trick question. Did Elijah say borrow a few or many? All right, I'm gonna that's an easy one. I just softball pitched that one to y'all. He said many. That's right. He said many. If you said many, you are correct. In that same verse, he said, borrow not a few. He told her to borrow many. And there was a reason that he wanted her to borrow many. Okay, we moving on. When did the oil, when did the oil stop flowing? Come on. Where my people at? When did the oil stop flowing? All right. Here we go. The oil stopped flowing when there were no more empty vessels. Okay. That is in verse 6 of the 4th chapter of 2 Kings. And it said, and it came to pass when the vessels were full, the oil stayed. Okay. Can we're going to take a little break. Hold on. I see y'all at home. I see it. I see y'all getting it. The lights are coming on. This is why I love Bible study. I've always loved Bible study. Listen, Elisha told her, go get many, okay? Because he knew that what God was about to pour out was going to be more than she could even imagine or consume. She needed as much as she could stand. Now, a lot of us start, when we come to God, we come with the little bit of vessel that we have. Oh my God, this is all I got to live. That little $100 you be squeezing tight and hiding in the bottom of your purse, your wallet. We all do it. Listen, that little bit, whatever your little bit is, God is telling us to go, even if you gotta borrow, go borrow something so I can feel it. Go get all, look, I know my wife, she carries one wallet, right? Most of you women carry one purse, one wallet. Imagine somebody telling you to go get all your wallets you can stand. Go get all the wallets you have. And then if you can borrow some, go get them. because we're going to put as much money in as many wallets as you can bring us. What would you do? I would take a day and I would just get all I can get. I would go get every wallet I could stand to hold, carry. I'll put them in garbage bags. I would put them in a dump truck. I would put them in any capacity that I could. And the oil was only limited to the amount of things she brought for God to pour into. So your miracle is sometimes tied to how much work of availability that we present to God. Sometimes God still be wanting to pour out because the oil it stopped because there was nothing else to pour it into. So a lot of times God wants to do more in our lives, but he is limited to what we bring him. So that is why we got to make sure that we stay empty so he can constantly flow and pour into us. All right. So let's keep going. That was such a good point right there, man. I love that part of the story. Next question. What was the widow told to do with the oil? Now, some of y'all may have to guess on this one, but I want you to think because y'all smart. Morning Star, Victory. I know we got smart people in our church. Let y'all put y'all comments in there. What was the widow told to do with the oil? Here we go. She was told to sell it. Oh my God. Pay her debt and live on the rest. Now, I want y'all to look at the scripture here, right? She said Elijah told her to sell it, pay her debt, and live on the rest. Now, here's what I love about this. In the beginning of this chapter, she presents her anxiety. She presents her problem to God. She presents her problem to the representative Elijah, who was in that culture and time. Prophets were God's representatives on earth. So they were like ambassadors. Okay. So she presented this issue to the representative of God. And they have this discussion where she says, I'm afraid they're going to take my sons because of the debt my husband left. And we don't have enough really resources to survive on. So, but look at God's complex miracle. Look what God did because she volunteered herself and her situation for him to do a miracle. So then here's I love this because he tells her to go do something. So she becomes a doer. She goes out, she gets these vessels, and he told her to get many. He didn't say get a few because she was focused on the problem. God was focused on solving not only her immediate needs, but doing more than enough. We serve a God that wants to do more than enough. But guess what? Let's look at this. It's still predicated on us having action and being obedient to what we are told to do. Some of us have been told to sow in time, in our treasure, in our talents. And God said, if you bring it to me and allow that to be a vessel, I'll do the part of pouring into it. I'll do the part of making it be more than enough of what you're facing immediately. So she goes and does what the man of God tells her to do. She brings these pots, many pots, they fill them, and then he gives her a game plan. He says, go sell it, pay your bills, girl. I'm gonna talk like we talk today. Told her, say, hey man, listen, you was broke. Here goes, we done flipped it. You got some money now. Go sell this product, pay your bills, and then whatever's left, live on it. This is going to be enough for you to survive and live and thrive, okay? He said, go sell the oil and pay thy debt and live thou and thy children of the rest. And that's what we have to be as doers. We got to know when we are doing what God is saying, that God would compound that miracle. God would compound that thing that we're asking him to do, and he won't solve that problem. He'll give you more than enough to continue to live on. All right, let's I think I got one more. Let's see. Oh, all right. No. So, yes. So that was my last question. I wanted to test. I didn't want to do too many because I didn't know if y'all was going to like it or not. Okay. But I want y'all to tell me if you enjoyed learning like that, because I think it's a great way for us to break down the scriptures that we're learning in an interactive way. Now, I want to close really easy on the other part of this chapter about this woman, the Shunammite. And I always wonder, I don't speak Hebrew. Only Hebrews I know is coffee, and I love it. But I think it is the Shunammite woman reminds us about what unwavering faith looks like, right? Because you didn't hear her back talk when he gave her instructions. She just did what he told her to do, right? She recognized that the presence of God was moving through Elisha, and she made room for it in her life. Because a lot of times you ever see somebody that need help, but then they know everything. Sometimes you're trying to give them advice about how to fix whatever they're going through, but they be like, yeah, I know that already. But it's like, if you know it, then why are you stuck? If you know it, then why aren't you seeing the things that we're seeing here, we're witnessing? Because when we are in alignment with the things that God is telling us to do, we'll see our needs met. We'll see God give us a plan, and we'll have more than enough. Right? Because later in this chapter, and I know I'm almost at my time where I'm at, because I see it. We're at 7:22. During our time, we will see that God will reward us and give us more than enough when it comes to our faith. This woman ends up building a space for the man of God. Okay, we see the same thing. We see 2 Kings chapter 4 is what I like to call a miracle testament. It's a chapter of miracles, because you see people who are faithful to God and his word become recipients of his benefit and miracles. I know I can always stand for a miracle. I believe, God, that all my needs are met with heaven's best. If you understand what that really means when we confess these things, that means that we believe without doubt, because you can't believe and doubt at the same time. Pastor has been teaching us to be doers. So if I'm a doer, that means I believe it, that it is possible, that it will happen, that it is happening, right? And that we have to be persistent in that belief. That is what faith is. Faith is us being persistent in the belief that what we were told or what we imagine to be so is going to manifest into our realities. That's why the scripture says, let the weak say, I am strong. Your state of where you are is a vessel for God to pour oil into, for you to be given more than enough. Imagine you having more than enough healing. Imagine you having more than enough of your just insight at your job, where promotion and favor is covering you. Imagine you having more than enough of your finances. And a lot of us won't truly just really give it to God. We hold on to the fact that, oh man, I know, yeah, God, you can change my circumstance, but I don't know how you're going to do it. That is not us giving an empty vessel. That is us bringing few and not many. There's a difference in why Elisha gave specific instructions about why he wanted her to bring many. Because here's the thing. If you've ever stacked something, you got to know, and I'm thinking in my mind, when she was stacking those vessels, even though she only had a little bit of oil to pour, she had to get outside of herself. She had to get in a place where God was her focal point, and he became the action. He took over. She submitted herself through obedience, because that is how she was able to go get many. Think about it. If I told you all I had was a small bottle of oil, and I told you to go get me 15 drums of empty barrels, and I'm going to pour this in there, and we're going to fill them all up, you look at me like I was crazy. You look at me like I had lost my mind, until you just said, I'm at a point where I done tried everything else. I have nothing to lose. I might as well do what I'm told. And a lot of times that's where we need to get, where we lean not to our own understanding, because that's where this woman was. She leaned into what God was telling her, and she got more than enough. The Shunammite woman ends up having the child she asked God for, only to see this boy almost die. Well, they said he died. But because of what she was instructed and what she did, God was able to use that death as a vessel to make a miracle happen. And I'm telling you tonight, as we close, so I can be obedient too, is that what are you willing to give God as your empty vessel tonight? What is it that you need to see more than enough in your life? What is it that you want to experience? Because here's the thing. We are looking at this story as spectators, but God don't want us to just look at it as a spectator. He wants us to be involved in the miracles that he wants to do. God is wanting to do a miracle in your life right now. Some of you are saying, man, Lo, I need a raise in a way that don't make sense. I'm trying to figure out how to make $1 stretch for the rest of this week. Some of y'all with kids are trying to figure out what this summer is going to look like with these kids home and bills going up and food costs tripling. I'm telling you right now, don't hold on to that. Present it to God right now in your mind, in your heart. God, my groceries for the rest of this year are going to be filled by miracles. My gas tank for the rest of this year will be filled with miracles. My bank account will be filled with miracles. Now listen, because see, that's the easy part, receiving. But what this lady did was be obedient to the plan that God gives you. God gave her a plan. Elijah gave her a plan. We got to be able to be committed to the plan the way we are committed to receiving the miracle. But when we do, when we follow God's will and plan, he leaves us with more than we had when he got involved. And that's what I love about the goodness of God, is that increase is not something we present. That pressure is on him. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. Shall men give into your bosom? I'll leave y'all with this. We recently, I had to call if you live in the South right now, we got termites swarming everywhere. We got bugs on the prowl. The answer is spring. So nature is doing what God created it to do. And, termination when you call somebody pest people, they told me later, like, hey, Mr. Ballard, we can come out, but it's $75 just for our technician to come out and just look and see if y'all got anything going on. And I'm like, man, I'm on the phone, but I'm like, man, y'all got to charge me $75 to come look. Like, do that include some spray? He gonna spray something? He gonna do something? Like, what we talking about? She started laughing. She was like, no, it covers the gas and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. She said, but then we'll put it towards, if you get some spray and different things. So I'm like, man, I don't know, like, about you. I work hard for my money. So I don't want to just give my money away. So I put it in God's hand. I said, you know what? I'm going to do what I need to do. Make sure my house straight, blah, blah, blah. The guy comes and rings the doorbell. Open the door. It's a college. It's one of my high school football teammates that answer the door. He's standing there and he tells me, he says, yeah, I'm a supervisor, man. I was sitting there having my coffee and I happened to look up and I saw your name on the board to be serviced today. And I told them, I'll take that one. Somebody already know where the story going. He gets out here, walks through my property with me, tells me, listen, I could charge you for this. I'm supposed to charge you for this, but I'm going to just tell you what to get and where to put it. Come on. See, I'm closing. I'm leaving because I'm 2 minutes over my time. Bishop, I'm sorry. I'm wrapping up. He gave me a plan of action and he told me when this stuff comes in, you have my number, call me and we'll do it together at no charge. See, y'all won't celebrate the small things. I'm telling you, I watched the scripture manifest this week in my life. The very thing that I put in God's hands, he turned into a miracle. He turned into a moment where I didn't have to do what I didn't want to do. And I had more than enough. The $70 that I would have spent was more than I had to pay for the equipment that we're installing. Come on, somebody. You're going to understand that the miracles, when we give them to God, will be more. We're going to be left with more than we need in the beginning. So I want you to know tonight as I close, listen, give it to God. Whatever your problem is, don't don't speak into the negative. Say, God, here's an opportunity for you to show up. Here's an opportunity for you to fill my empty vessel, my debt, with miracles. And I thank you because I'll be obedient to whatever it is you command of me to do, and watch God show up and pour into you and your vessels, and you'll have more than enough. I hope y'all enjoyed this tonight. Listen, I pray that your week is filled with just miracles. Make every day a vessel for God to pour into. When you get up for the rest of this week, say, God, this 24 hours is an empty vessel for you to pour miracles in. The part that I love is that God won't stop pouring until we stop giving him things to fill. So my prayer for you tonight is to stay empty, stay available, and allow God to simply pour more miracles in your life. I hope y'all really enjoyed this. I had fun with you tonight. Tell somebody and let me know in the comments or when you see me if y'all want to keep doing more trivia and innovative things like this. And I'll be sure to keep them going with Pastor or the staff or whoever it might be. I love y'all, man. God bless you. Drink some water, wash your hands, and have a good week. And in the spirit of my father-in-law, can't nobody do you like Jesus. God bless you. Have a good night.